Ain't got a care in the world, but got plenty of beer. Ain't got no money in my pocket, but I'm already here. And now the dudes are lining up, 'cause they hear we got swagger. But we kick 'em to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger. Drop the mic. I am no Kesha by any means, but for those of you who didn't recognize that song, that was Kesha's popular song, TikTok. Now, it's interesting how often we listen to music for its beat, its vibe, the way it makes us move, and not often for its lyrics and the meaning behind the song, despite the annoying influence it can have on us. Now, don't get me wrong, I love music. Like many of you, it's an integral part of my life. I use it to chill, I use it to get pumped up. I I I can't even explain how often I listen to music. I feel like I listen to it almost every single day for 24 hours. I just love music. In middle school, I went through a music trend with pop. And not just pop, but pop songs about love. And love being the one common theme through most of media, especially music. I didn't have a hard time finding new pieces of pop to listen to. Unfortunately, whenever I listened to that music out loud at home, my parents would sometimes approach me and say things like, "Do you know what the message of this song is? What does that word mean?" Because they're old. And they'd say other things very similar to that. And they'd say, "Yes, that is great relationship advice. Go you, insert artist name." And no, I'm not saying that my parents made me wildly self conscious about the music that I listened to out loud in front of them, but it did make me very aware of what the pop lyrics meant and the message it was sending. So it begs the question, can we trust on our pop songs to give us reliable love advice slash relationship advice? I'm arguing no. No? No, but love songs are the best. It's about the heart and the boop, 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 boop. Yes, I get it. I love love songs too. I get it. But they aren't the greatest. They don't encourage good behavior. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you where you should go instead if you need a love guru in your life. First off, pop songs encourage immoral behavior. There's a song by Little Wang, am I saying that right? Wang? Called Rise Above It, where he's basically saying, hey, it's okay to take more than one person home at once because you love them all. Flavor Wire continues giving more examples of how pop songs don't encourage maturity and growth when it comes to heartbreak. Heartbreak sucks. It hurts. It's supposed to. But there's a song called Erase Me by Kid Cutie where it starts out with a wonderful, sweet relationship, but by the end, he's wishing his ex a slow and painful death. Like I said, not mature or growth oriented. VoxATL.org continues giving examples of this kind of behavior with Stitches by Shawn Mendes. Yes, like I said before, heartbreak hurts. It's supposed to. But it becomes quite unhealthy when you obsess over it for long periods of time. Speaking of unhealthy, pop songs don't encourage healthy relationships. Life with Leah, another website, gives us the example of a song by Tammy Wynette called Stand By Your Man. This essentially just says, hey, your man cheated on you, and that's okay, because he can if he wants to, and he's a man, and he's amazing and glorious, and you love him and you're loyal. You're never going to cheat on him, so stay by his side forever. See, not very healthy, right? So, where should we be going instead for our guru advice on love or just relationship advice in general? I have two suggestions. one being a government website, and two, a church website, or more specifically, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I know it's a mouthful, so just look up LDS.org and you'll get there the same way. I suggested the church website as a second simply because the church website is based off of religious beliefs, but to some extent it's also based off of scientific beliefs. For example, you can find BYU speeches by Mr. Chadwick. He's a professor of sociology, and he talks about how the strength of a relationship doesn't come from just physical attraction. It comes from the fact that when you go through hard times and good times, you're there together, supporting and loving one another. And he also just suggests that when we are dating other people, that we shouldn't let physical appearance and emotions and passions drive the relationship, because we can tell from not only media, our own personal lives, and even movies that relationships based on passions and especially physical attraction alone tend to be very empty, very hollow relationships, and so they don't satisfy us. They don't last very long, and in the end someone ends up getting hurt very badly. And the Massachusetts government website, they suggested quite a bit of a list of characteristics needed in a relationship in order for it to thrive. They list out fighting fair. I know that sounds weird, but it's actually a kind of cool concept. So, fighting fair, compromise, mutual respect, honesty, trust. Those are just a few of the suggestions. If you want to see the rest of them, go to the Massachusetts government website. As you can tell from what I've presented here as what is defined as a healthy relationship, you can tell that the songs I talked about before, they don't mention any of this, right? They don't have any of these qualities that I've listed out to you just now. So we can all agree, pop songs and love advice don't mix. I'm sorry to say. Pop songs usually encourage immoral, immature, and unhealthy behavior and relationships. You should be seeking relationships based off of what the Massachusetts government website, or government websites in general, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints websites, because they're backed by science and religious beliefs that relationships are eternal. They're important, and we need to be supporting one another. If you feel like you're still not getting it, please go to websites like BBC. Just look up online pop songs giving bad relationship advice or something similar, and you'll find a plethora of examples on websites like BBC where it tells you why pop songs and love advice don't mix. So please be more selective with your music. Listen to the songs, understand the messages and the meaning, because the last thing we need in our lives is more superficial love advice. Thank you.